It's about goddamn time. Holy shit. Thank God. Hi guys, Kaoiji here. So if you guys haven't already heard, deftness farming has been killed. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about the actual augment, deftness. It's an augment in the game that allowed you to be able to raise your floor potency, which is basically your minimum damage dealt. For those of you guys who might be new, basically the augment trading system has gotten a huge overhaul. So a lot of the problem augments are now easier to obtain for most players. Deftness, being one of the most important ones, is now also easier to obtain with one of two ways of being able to obtain this. It gets a target 1 capsules, you need 10 of them. It could be any target 1 capsules of any variety, or 4 target 2 capsules of any variety. And then you can trade these in for any of the other deftness techniques, such as, or deftness augments like deftness technique or deftness melee or anything of that nature. So let's start there. Now, the reason why this was such a big problem, why I'm kind of excited about the fact that it's gone, is because it divided the community. Whereas a lot of people didn't see it that way, I'll get into that in a moment, it divided the community. Basically, for those of you guys who either had a large group of friends or you put together large groups for the sake of deftness farming, or you had a lot of time on your hands, you were the only ones who were going to benefit from this farm. You basically went to West Redham or to the places in Kavaris to be able to farm these augments, and you needed a large group to be able to manipulate the actual enemy spawns to be able to make these farms possible. Basically, you would have a large instance of players go in, kill as many enemies as possible in certain areas of the map, and you would be able to maximize this farm. This would require a full 32 player instance to be able to farm it effectively. Whereas a lot of players, solo or small group players, were not able to participate in this. And you can already see why that would cause some animosity. Now, the reality becomes that this wasn't actually a bad thing, because it made it so that way there were a lot of players who were able to make a large sum of meseta or in-game gold. For a lot of people, this was good. This was an amazing thing because they were able to benefit from this and make a ton of money. There were a lot of Twitch streamers who were able to bring people to their streams by saying, we're setting up deftness farms and this is awesome. Even allowing players to join their Discord to be able to facilitate easier grouping for these deftness farms. But the reality stood the same, that unfortunately, if you did not have a lot of time, you were not going to be benefiting from these, from these farms. Or even if you were unable to be on at the time they were filling these groups, or maybe you didn't use things like Twitch or Discord, you weren't able to benefit from these scenarios. So at the end of the day, it makes it better for everybody involved, because now more players are going to enjoy the game at the baseline level. They're able to get the augments that they want to without having to spend 90,000 hours into the game to be able to look for not only deftness farming groups, but having to sit there and then spend all that time even gathering the materials that needed to be able to, to do the craft for these augments in and of themselves. And sure, it makes it so that way there's one more thing that players can't make money off of, but honestly, that's not a big deal. Personally, the way that I see it is that more players are going to start playing the game, and the game will become more social as a result, because more people will be praising it rather than saying that things like this are killing the game, or even being like, I don't want to play this game because I can't do the thing that's going to make me enjoy the game later. Like, am I making sense? I mean, I may not be making sense because I had to edit this video quite a few times, and this is like my 5th time recording it, so I lost what points I was trying to make. But anyway, listen, with deftness farming out of the way and augments being easier to obtain, it does not make the game less social. It, in fact, in my opinion, makes it so that way more people are going to play it. It's more social that way. It kind of ruins a lot of people's content, because now you can't do deftness farming, and a lot of the people who benefited from that will no longer be able to. But that's just a small price to pay for the game becoming better overall. And this is to no fault of one person in and of themselves. And anybody who has the opinion that deftness farming being removed ruins the community aspect of the game, I don't think so. But that's okay, because we may have differing opinions, but we both want the same thing. We want the community to be better. We want this game to be better. And honestly, however which way that happens, it's still a net positive. I personally think that this is better for the long term, but in the reality's sake, if I'm playing devil's advocate against my own argument, while this is better for the long term, it sure as hell sucks in the short term, because now a lot of those players who enjoyed deftness farming, they don't have anything to do anymore. They're kind of like, what the hell? What do I do now? So it's like you're tipping the scales a moment. You're making the future better while making the present, you know, worse for some people. But anyway, listen, if you guys enjoyed deftness farming, let me know why down in the comment section below. I was talking about this over on my live stream over at twitch.tv/Mark, and a lot of people did not like it. They were like, thank God this is gone. But again, with my YouTube community being very different, I would like to know what your guys' had at, because honestly, I don't know anybody who actually enjoyed deftness farming, save for like one person. But with that being said, thank you guys again for watching as always. You guys are amazing, and stay awesome, stay beautiful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. I'm out.